And first at 5, early voting is now underway. On the ballot are 17 state constitutional amendments, some local races, and some school district tax elections. But most of the focus here in Bexar County is on 2 ballot measures.
Indeed, Props A and B. So the 2 propositions could help fund a new downtown Spurs arena and pave the way for a rodeo district near the team's current East Side home. Garrett Berger is live at one of the polling locations, Lions Field Park. So Garrett, who can ultimately weigh in on these props?
Well, Ernie, nobody is riding the bench this election. If you're a Bexar County voter, you can vote on Proposition A and Proposition B. It doesn't matter if you live in San Antonio or not. That's because both of these measures ask voters whether or not they can use a county venue tax. Now, that county venue tax is actually a pair of taxes, one on hotel stays, another on car rentals. Both propositions include raising the hotel portion. Now, the more high profile of the 2 props, Prop B, would help pay for a new Spurs arena at Hemisphere, a key part of the city's wider plans for a sports and entertainment district, Project Marvel. The money is only a portion of the arena's $1.3 billion price tag, but the larger funding scheme relies on Prop B passing. Now, the Spurs aren't saying what the alternative is if the current deal falls through. And while questions of whether the team could move keep coming up, the Spurs have largely avoided addressing that directly.
There is a fear going around of what does it mean if this fails. I think voters deserve to know, is relocation on the table if this doesn't go through and the arena deal falls apart?
Our message today is that we're asking all the voters to go out yes for Prop A and Prop B. We're excited that it's going to pass, and we're looking forward to passage on Prop A and Prop B.
Prop A would fund a makeover of the area around the team's current home, the Frost Banks Center, which would pave the way for year-round rodeo-style events when the team leaves, or if the team leaves. Now, most of the opposition has been against Prop B, with the Local Activism Alliance of community groups known as COPS Metro being one of the loudest opponents. They say there are better uses for this money. Now, because both groups are included in these ballot propositions, you're not allowed to wear Spurs or San Antonio stock show and rodeo clothing to the polling locations. If you do, you'll either be asked to take it off or turn it inside out. Now, we checked with the elections department because some of you had this question, and it's mostly about the logos. So if you're wearing cowboy boots or cowboy hat, you should be okay. Live at the polling sites, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Garrett, thank you. So again, early voting is underway, and here are some important election dates on your screen right now. KSAT is your election home, and for these dates and everything else, you can scan the QR code right there on your screen.
And in case you missed it, we aired a special takeover last week, focused all on that new Spurs arena plan. Who pays for it, the arguments for and against the plan, and what's happened in other cities when pro teams want new homes. You can watch that special on demand on KSAT.com and the free KSAT Plus app.
All right, other headlines this afternoon. The trial against 3 former SAPD officers has been going on for 7 days, and the state is not any closer to finishing presenting their case.
It has been moving slowly in this courtroom. The 3 former officers are charged in the shooting death of Melissa Perez in her apartment back in June of 2023. Our Erica Hernandez joins us live from the Kadena Reeves Justice Center. So, Erica, what were the main points of testimony in this day 7 now?
Yeah, Myra, so the main point is that the defense continues to attack the state's theory on this case. Now, that theory for the state is that they believe that those former officers had no right and were not justified in trying to get into Melissa Perez's apartment. Now, Perez was shot after she was having what was said to be a mental health crisis on June 23, 2023. She had cut the wires to the fire alarm system at her apartment complex, and when she was questioned by police, she ran inside her apartment. She later started to swing a hammer at officers as they tried to enter her patio door. That is when former officers Alfred Flores, Eliasar Alejandro, and Nathaniel Villalobos shot into her apartment, killing her. Today, one of the other officers also on the scene didn't see what happened leading up to the shooting, but said he believed the officers on the patio were justified in their actions.
We're still on board with the plan of getting into that apartment and taking her into custody.
Based upon the assault on Officer Salinas, gave us grounds to go in. So, you know, like I said, we had a legal right to go in.
Now, the defense, for the most part, has said they believe, quote, the state's theory is falling off a cliff. That is now 2 state witnesses who have said they believe officers were justified because Bettis had previously committed a crime. Now, if convicted, all 3 of those former officers face up to life in prison. Just a reminder, we are live streaming this trial. It's ongoing right now. You can watch it on any of our digital platforms. As far as tomorrow, testimony is expected to begin around 1:30 in the afternoon. Live at the Cadena Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Erica, thank you for that. 45 years in prison. That is what a man was sentenced to today after he was found guilty back in August for the death of his 12-year-old son. 35-year-old Derek Coles was found guilty of severely abusing his son Danilo, leading to his death in February of 2022. After the last reported abuse, Danilo weighed just 50 pounds. He collapsed in the shower and was found unresponsive, and within an hour of arriving at the hospital, he was pronounced dead. After today's sentencing, Cole's mother spoke to reporters about her son and everything that had happened.
Right is right and wrong is wrong. And this did happen on his watch. It did. But at the same time, let justice be served on all sides, not just one.
Now, prosecutors also say the boy's stepmother, Capri Cheatham, repeatedly abused him as well. She is also facing charges but is being tried separately. She appeared in court back in August for a status hearing on her own charges and is expected back in court on the 31st.
Nearly 4 long years later, and the search for Lena Keel continues. She is the little girl who vanished at 3 years old on December 20th of 2021. Today, her family held a press conference talking about the ongoing efforts to find their daughter. They say they have not given up hope, and they are asking for help. Lena's father, through a translator, also voicing his frustration with the investigation.
I have nothing to ask for, but the only request I have from ACPD, FBI, and other agencies to recover my Lena.
At the time of her disappearance, then 3-year-old Lena was near the playground at her apartment complex on Fredericksburg Road. We checked with San Antonio police today. They say there have been no updates on this case, but it is still an active investigation. If you know anything that can help with the investigation, you are asked to call San Antonio Police. A former Bexar County constable who was at the center of numerous KSAT investigations is running for state representative. Michelle Barrientos Vela tells KSAT she is running as a Democrat in District 125. It's a seat currently held by State Rep Ray Lopez, who is retiring next year. Barrientos Vela was convicted and then later exonerated of tampering with evidence charges related to her time in office as constable at Precinct 2. She also made an unsuccessful run for Bexar County Sheriff back in 2020. The primary in this next race takes place in March.
All right, 5:06 right now. A look outside at a mess right now on I-10. This is no fun at all. A major crash at I-10 at Medical Drive. They just swung the camera around just a short time ago. So this is the camera at Callahan, but there are accidents reported at I-10 West and Medical. 3 of the lanes there are closed, along with the right shoulder. So again, if your commute or if you know someone headed this way, you might want to give them a heads up. One more time, I-10 westbound at Medical, a major accident right there.
Yeah, it looks like that's the traffic that is slowing down that big backup, or headed towards that big backup we've been watching. All right, let's check in with Adam Caskey. We have just been holding steady so far this month, Adam.
Yeah, and a record high over the weekend. How about that? Right, 93. That was on Saturday. We had that record high temperature. All right, there's actually a cool front off to the north. You look, 90s throughout most of the Lone Star State. Amarillo, though, the exception at 75. Garden City in western Kansas at 65. Wichita, Kansas at 72. So there is a cool front off to the north, but don't get too excited. That is going to hit us tomorrow morning, and it will move through, but it's not going to have a big impact on our temperatures. Tomorrow afternoon, making it to 88, Wednesday 86, back to 90 degrees on Thursday, and then we'll see some minor fluctuations. Notice the average high is 81. We'll be closer to that on Wednesday. We'll talk about rain chances. They return, and what you will feel from this front in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Adam. Thank you. A widespread internet outage this morning, knocking out thousands of websites along with a lot of popular apps. It's all because of Amazon's web services cloud system that went down.
We had a few issues here as well. So the company says that they're seeing signs of recovery, but they're still in the process of a full restoration. ABC's Olivia Rubin reports.
Today, some popular websites and applications experiencing issues after a major internet outage overnight. It all stemming from an outage with Amazon Web Services, a leader in the cloud infrastructure market. The company first reporting signs of trouble at 3:11 a.m. Eastern Time, that it was investigating increased error rates. AWS provides computing services to governments, universities, and companies. Amazon saying around 5:27 a.m. Eastern, it was seeing significant signs of recovery.
So we live in an era right now where we are very dependent on the cloud providers. So we need them to be at the top of their game. And today, Amazon was not.
Amazon Web Services saying to aid in recovery, they placed limits on the number of requests that can be made on their platform. The early morning outage brought down popular sites like Lyft, Venmo, and McDonald's, according to Down Detector, which tracks internet outages. They say while some sites like Reddit and Roblox largely stabilized, others like Snapchat and Duolingo later saw a resurgence in issues. Some airline customers of United and Delta also reported on social media this morning they couldn't find their reservations online or check in or drop off their bags. Some cybersecurity experts are skeptical that malicious activity played a role in the outage.
But when there's an outage, it cascades, and then the company starts to rebuild and you see things being restored and being improved, that's usually indicative of something that does not have a cybersecurity component to it.
Now, this isn't the first time Amazon Web Services was hit with a disruption in 2023. It was hit with a brief outage that affected news media sites and some popular food ordering apps. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.
It is a new day for hundreds of students in Uvalde who are seeing their brand new school for the first time. After the break, we're taking you to Legacy Elementary School. We have a programming note to make you aware of tonight. Monday Night Football starts at 6 o'clock right here on KSAT, which means that our news at 6 will not be here on KSAT, but you can still check us out. All your news is still going to be there from 6 to 7, but we will join you streaming. So KSAT.com, the KSAT Plus app, you can watch the news at 6 there. And here at 6 on KSAT, it will be Monday Night Football.
I think it's really important to see the real people that this is affecting in our own community. Like, you need to feed your kids.
Coming up tonight on the news at 6, our Courtney Friedman talking to firefighters who keep our community safe but haven't been paid this month because of the government shutdown. Courtney finds out how they're making ends meet and how a local veterans organization is stepping in to help today at 6.
Uvalde CISD welcomed in more than 600 students and parents to the new Legacy Elementary School this morning. The school was built 3 years after the Robb Elementary School tragedy. So we had a chance to tour the campus. I was actually there 10 days ago, but today what was happening inside was kept away from the media spotlight. We know the Uvalde High School cheerleaders, the football team, basketball and volleyball teams are all on campus, opening doors for the kiddos and walking them into the cafeteria. The school year started 10 weeks ago, but the campus was not quite ready until today. And many community members helped teachers move their classrooms in last week. By the way, several of the teachers who were at Robb Elementary in 2022 will now be teaching here at Legacy. And this was a day of grief, but also hope in the future.
You know, you think about the journey as we've come along, lots of emotions, but definitely gratitude. Just a huge sense of gratitude for all the people who came together to make this happen, and remembrance for the reason why it's here.
Now, this campus is like no other in Texas. It features the highest technology and security. There are cameras all over the campus. The doors and the windows are thick. There are alarms on the doors. 600 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders will call Legacy their new school. And of course, there are tributes to all of the 21 victims from Robb all over that beautiful campus.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look outside with live cam. We have weather to talk about, of course, but first we want to say welcome to Zuniga, who is joining us here at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock.
Thank you. The bosses haven't called yet. We're good. We're still good.
I disconnected their phones. They're good.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's an honor to share this space with you guys. You guys have been fantastic, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, we are looking forward to all the things to come.
Very good.
Team we got here.
I must say real quick, I was in Lubbock yesterday. We went to go visit our daughter in Lubbock at Texas Tech, and it was 56 degrees yesterday morning when we were there. So.
You just pour the salt in the wound.
I bundled up. I tried, but it felt fantastic, and I was thinking about all of our friends here in San Antonio.
Yeah, I was with a Texas Tech student, actually, on Saturday at the F1 event going on. You know, I was just talking about how jealous I was of his weather that he
Yeah, it's beautiful in Lubbock.
compared to what we have around here these days. All right, this October's been a tough one. I mean, we're on track to be the hottest October on record. Now, tomorrow, lower humidity by about noon, give or take. It's going to be earlier in the hill country, a little bit later south of town. Rain chances are back, actually, by Friday afternoon, Friday night, and on into Saturday morning. We could have some thunder boomers out there and some downpours. So that's what we're looking at. But I do want to point out, in terms of the dew points, we feel the mugginess right now. We'll feel it tonight and into tomorrow morning. But notice as that cool front comes in from, well, the Lubbock area. Right now it's Amarillo, almost in Lubbock. It's going to drop southward. And shortly after sunrise, the hill country will start to see their dew points drop off. Little after noon, we'll start to see the humidity plummet here in town, and then a little bit later at afternoon for locations south of town. So we really will have some relief from the mugginess, at least tomorrow. But like I said before, temperatures aren't going to change all that much. Rain chances are back. We even have a 40% chance, which is really saying a lot compared to the rest of this month, where we've had zip, zero, zilch, nada, the goose egg, however you want to put it, of rain. But 40% chance Friday afternoon, Friday night, and then even lingering into early early Saturday, about 30 to 40% chance. Right now, the action's across the northern tier of the country. That's where we have the big disturbances. But here's what we're watching. We have a counterclockwise upper level swirl over the Pacific. Cut off low. It's disconnected from the main steering flow. It's going to drift toward us, and our upper level heat high is going to break down. And then we get into Friday later in the day, and it should kickstart some shower and thunderstorm activity across the state. And I do think a decent chance of it even here in our neck of the woods. And there could be some moderate accumulations in some of the most fortunate neighborhoods, and also can't rule out some severe storms with that Friday, late Friday night into early Saturday. By Saturday afternoon, midday even, it should clear out. 93 today, 1 degree shy of the record high. Right now, 94 Rio Medina, 93 at the airport. So we could still do it. We'll let you know on our live streaming broadcast at 6. 86 at 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we're 82 degrees. And tomorrow we start the day at 70. I mean, unseasonably warm and sticky, even a little bit of brief fog before the front moves through in the morning, and then 88 by tomorrow afternoon. And with the lower humidity after the noon hour, it's going to feel a little bit better outside. But 84 comfort, still 90 Castroville and Poteet tomorrow, 91 in Floresville. Then you look ahead, and it's nice to even just have that chance, that opportunity, and even a possibility of some showers and storms. Now, they could get in the way of some Friday evening football games. Something to keep in mind, and we will be watching that very closely, and even lingering into Friday night and Saturday morning.
Oh, you're getting some big thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs down over there from Larry.
Look how excited he is.
That's right.
I don't like that.
Thanks, Caskey.
All right, well, we'll talk basketball then, Larry. Just 2 more sleeps until we have Spurs basketball.
Yes, and I'm all about that. I do like that, Ernie. Thank you very much. So the San Antonio Spurs are getting ready to take on the Dallas Mavericks in their regular season opener on Wednesday. And, of course, a lot of focus will be on the one and only Victor Wembanyama. And in high school football, Southwest Legacy won the Fire and Armor Bowl. Coming up.
Yeah, the truth is, in my mind, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm taller than anybody else. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, Wimby says he doesn't get all the talk about how tall he is in big board sports. Now that the preseason is finished, the Spurs are getting ready for the real deal, their regular season opener Wednesday night at the Dallas Mavericks. And for what it's worth, the Spurs finished the preseason 5-0, while the Mavs went 3-1. Now, this game will see the #1 overall draft pick Cooper Flagg and the 2nd overall selection in Spurs guard Dylan Harper. And, of course, the one and only Victor Wembanyama, who had a fantastic preseason. Today, Wemby spoke with the media, and he was asked about the fact that this game is on national TV. It's the Mavericks, the regular season opener, and with Flagg on the other side, at that will raise the intensity even more on his end.
Hard to say. In my position right now, I think opening night, after not playing for so long, it doesn't get better than that. So I wouldn't really make a difference, but I don't know how it is for my teammates.
All right, the Spurs will play at the Mavericks Wednesday night at 8:30, and Dallas is favored by 3.5 points. Friday night, the Southwest Legacy Titans beat the Southwest Dragons 17-7 in our game of the week. Now, this was a hard-fought, hard-hitting defensive battle, probably the way you expect the Fire and Armor Bowl to play out. Titans QB Aiden Garcia scored a 5-yard keeper, but 2:41 left in the game to seal the deal, and he was named the game MVP.
It's just the first big step, we're working to make it to that 3rd season, try and make a good playoffs run, and then, just make it as far as we can.
It means a lot, man. We've been getting doubted for years. They always put Southwest over us, man, and we just showed tonight why. We're the best team in this district, and it was just beautiful.
Head coaches Alex Franco and Robert Bruce hugged it out right after the game and before Coach Bruce got soaked with some water and ice. And, I want to thank Southwest Legacy for their hospitality and for the fans who said thanks for coming out and goodbye when we were leaving the stadium. Always very nice. In our game of the week this Friday night, we'll see New Braunfels at Smithson Valley at 7 p.m. We've got your preview of that game coming up tonight at 6.
You felt the love out there, Larry.
We did. Yeah, they were happy. Myself and photog Mark Mendez were there.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very good. All right, Larry, thank you.
We'll be right back. All right, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on ABC's Prime Time. Monday Night Football again runs from 6 to 9 p.m. So our 6 o'clock newscast is streaming only, KSAT.com and KSAT Plus. Then at 9, it is 911. And join us at 10 for the Night Beat. Featuring Ernie Zuniga.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
What are the odds he can stay awake through that? He's so used to working that morning shift, right? When was bedtime before? When was bedtime before?
I would shoot for 8 o'clock, but with kids at home and stuff, you just never know. So 7:30 to 8, but that's out the window right now.
He slept in till, what'd you tell us?
5:45, yeah.
He slept in till 5:45. How about that?
Yes.
That's a win. That's a win.
Yeah. Done mornings for a long time.
Sure have.
Welcome to the PM.
I can get used to this.
Yes.
All right.